He is Brandon, waking up from his nightmare. He is a former soldier living far from the city, far from the noise.
So sorry, Jules pulled out a trip, man.
After that, they moved to the airport. There, Jade and her friend Kyle were waiting for Ava, Jade's girlfriend. It turned out that Brandon was assigned by Ava's father to look after her during the vacation. Jade was not happy because she felt being watched by Brandon. Brandon possesses a strong instinct and the ability to read the characters of people around him.
The lady with the wiener dog.
On the other side, there's Rosa with her grandparents. They are the happiest family ever.
Where are you going?
Surprise!
As Grandpa frequently shares tales of his younger days as a former soldier, which ultimately brought Grandma into his life, Rosa inadvertently dropped her cherished doll without realizing it.
Really?
You told me 1,000.
The daughter of a governor, utilized her status to kickstart her father's business ventures. She contemplated dropping out of law school, which sparked opposition from her boyfriend and Kyle, leaving her feeling frustrated and intimidated.
Look, I thought this was a vacation, not an interrogation.
Rosa noticed that her favorite doll was nowhere to be found, prompting her to embark on a search. Inadvertently colliding with Ava along the way, she inadvertently caused Ava's irritation. Tearfully, Rosa returned to her grandfather. Soon after, Ava appeared, bringing Rosa's doll with her. As it turned out, they were both on their way to Cabo. Grateful for Ava's assistance in locating her doll, Rosa expressed her thanks.
Thank you, but my name is Mr. Tibbs.
Brandon opted out of joining Ava and her friends on their vacation, fearing he might spoil their time together. Meanwhile, Ava couldn't shake off a sense of foreboding about the day. Memories of her mother's tragic drowning resurfaced, casting a shadow over her thoughts. This tragic event also haunted Brandon, manifesting in recurring nightmares, echoing the unsettling beginning of our story.
Oh, sir. Third in the right. Thanks. Ma'am. Sure?
Danilo, the flight attendant, felt disturbed by Kyle's mocking remarks while he was trying to perform his duties. Consequently, Danilo decided to teach him a lesson in a subtle manner.
Oh, fuck, man.
I'm so sorry, sir.
Rosa and her grandparents were seated at the front, while Brandon was in the business class. Ava was puzzled as there were only a few passengers on the plane. Kyle's jokes made Ava slightly uneasy. However, the low number of passengers was due to their early flight time. Suddenly, something unexpected happened on the plane.
What was that?
Sorry about that little incident. We hit some birds, but all is fine.
And it turned out the plane had just collided with a bird. The captain announced that it was a common occurrence, and they would be fine. However, Rosa noticed something unusual outside the plane. And suddenly...
Check her belt.
Yeah.
Your seats and ensure your seat belts are securely fastened. Go to the cockpit, please, for NIT's briefing.
With that realization, Kyle noticed his injured hand, and to their horror, they found themselves sinking into the depths of the ocean along with the aircraft. Fortunately, their seats at the rear of the plane prevented the seawater from engulfing them entirely, as there was still some air left in that part of the aircraft. In a stroke of luck, Brandon successfully saved Rosa and her grandmother from the sinking plane.
Grandpa.
With a heavy heart, Brandon broke the news that her grandfather hadn't made it. Rosa and her grandmother couldn't believe what had just happened.
Take care of that later.
But we're surrounded by water.
Keep an eye on the support frame in the rear galley.
In this dire situation, Brandon emerged as a pillar of strength, urging everyone to remain calm and assuring them that help was on the way. With his words of encouragement, he instilled hope in Rosa and her grandmother, reminding them that they would make it through this ordeal together.
He's right. There's the transponder, too, in the black box.
While waiting for help, Brandon realized that the oxygen supply was gradually running out. However, he discovered that the emergency oxygen tanks were empty, highlighting the inadequate preparation of the aircraft. The grandmother spoke up, recalling that she had seen a passenger in front with an oxygen tank. Despite his discomfort, Brandon selflessly decided to take action. With determination in his eyes, he bravely ventured forward to retrieve the oxygen, ensuring that Rosa, her grandmother, and the others had enough to survive. With the oxygen tank in hand, Brandon hurried back to the others, but his relief was short-lived as he spotted a massive hole in the aircraft. Before he could react, a shark lunged at him, catching him by surprise. Some time passed, and to everyone's relief, Brandon reappeared, clutching a tube and Rosa's late grandfather's hat. Ava couldn't fathom the possibility that this might be the last time she laid eyes on Brandon. As they processed the events unfolding around them, a sense of dread filled the air. The realization of the ominous presence lurking beneath the surface sent shivers down their spines. Ava, overcome with emotion, wept uncontrollably, grappling with the fear of losing Brandon, the one who had been by her side since childhood.
I know. Close still get to being there at this rate, huh? Fuck you!
Luckily, the grandmother revealed that she was a former army nurse, and her presence proved invaluable in the current situation. Her expertise and experience provided much-needed assistance to the group.
Brimson's daughter is one of the passengers, and he wants regular updates.
On the other side, the rescue team was diligently searching for the location of the sunken plane. Meanwhile, Ava stepped up to fill Brandon's shoes, calming the panicked passengers, especially Jed in his absence.
We're gonna get you out of here, I promise.
As the rescue team faced challenges in identifying the sunken plane's location and fuel supplies neared depletion, the gravity of the situation intensified with the revelation that one of the passengers was the governor's child. Faced with this critical information, they made the difficult decision to widen the search radius, despite the dwindling resources. As Ava assessed their increasingly perilous situation, she understood the urgency of finding a way out. Despite the presence of numerous sharks outside, they devised a plan to escape. Rosa, with her youthful intuition, suggested that bubbles might deter the sharks, providing a distraction for their escape. However, Kyle, skeptical of a child's suggestion, hesitated to trust this potential lifeline.
We'll never all get to the surface without air.
We can access the hold through here. There's a hatch, as they wouldn't have been allowed on the aircraft.
You see that?
Yeah.
What? I think that was it.
After a tense wait, signs of the sunken plane were finally discovered by the rescue team. Without wasting a moment, they mobilized their divers to thoroughly search the depths of the ocean.
Look! Look, they've come to save us!
Not long after, Rosa caught sight of the rescue team approaching from the window. However, Her heart sank as she realized that the rescuers were oblivious to the menacing presence of sharks lurking around them.
Turn around!
As hope dwindled and despair set in, the situation took a devastating turn. The realization that even the rescue team couldn't ensure their safety shattered any remaining optimism. To make matters worse, the helicopter, oblivious to the lurking danger, departed to refuel, leaving them stranded once again. With little options left, Ava and Jed made the brave choice to search for one of the missing divers, hoping they might find them nearby. Tragically, Jed became a victim of the sharks' aggression during their search, a devastating blow to their already dire situation.
Dude, come on, get out.
Give me your hand.
As Jed's dreams of becoming a great runner faded away, Ava tried to uplift his spirits, but the severity of his bleeding left him feeling hopeless. Despite her own sense of loss, Ava refused to let despair consume her. Instead, she became a source of strength and hope for the others, convincing them that there was still a chance for survival. With determination in their hearts, Rosa and Ava led the way with whatever tools they could find, but inspiring the rest of the group to follow suit.
The second you see a shark, you pull the cord. All right, ready?
Yeah.
On 3.
Then it was Danilo, Kyle, and Grandma's turn to leave. Grandma, displaying her selflessness, chose to stay behind, not wanting to impede the others' chances of survival. Sadly, Kyle's lack of confidence proved fatal, as he met his demise while bravely trying to fend off the sharks, his efforts ultimately in vain. Ava, with determination in her eyes, managed to find the diver's body and grabbed the oxygen tank to extend her breath. As Danilo joined her, they both knew time was running out. With communication limited, Ava urgently motioned for Danilo and Rosa to ascend to the surface as fast as they could. As Ava faced the sudden appearance of a shark, she knew she had to act fast. With determination coursing through her veins, Ava summoned all her strength and swam past the front section of the plane, relentlessly pushing herself towards the surface. Not long after, the sound of a helicopter rotor echoed through the air, signaling their salvation. Ava, relieved beyond words, found herself reunited with Rosa and Danilo, marking the end of their harrowing journey through darkness and despair.